What if Obi-Wan died on Geonosis? Our story begins in the Geonosian arena, where Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, and Padme Amidala faced execution. But this time, the rescue would come too late for one of them, and the galaxy would never be the same. The Geonosian arena. Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Padme are chained to posts as creatures advance. The battle rages around them, but something is different. Count Dooku watches from his viewing platform with unusual intensity. As the battle raged and Jedi reinforcements arrived, Count Dooku received an unexpected transmission. His master's holographic form materialized beside him, yellow eyes gleaming with cold calculation. Dooku's private viewing area. A hologram of Darth Sidious appears.
The Jedi Kenobi must not leave Geonosis alive.
Master, surely Kenobi could be useful. His connection to Skywalker
Is precisely why he must die. Your sentiment toward him has not gone unnoticed, my apprentice. Do you serve me or your nostalgia for the Jedi?
I serve you, my master, always.
Then prove it. Kill Kenobi. Let young Skywalker watch his master die. Grief will make him malleable, and you will have demonstrated your complete loyalty to the dark side.
Dooku's face hardened as the transmission ended. Below in the arena, Obi-Wan fought valiantly alongside his fellow Jedi, unaware that his fate had just been sealed by the very man who had once called him grandson. The arena battle continues. Obi-Wan fights near Anakin, their lightsabers working in perfect synchronization.
Stay close, Padawan. We'll get through this together.
Just like old times, Master.
But as the battle reached its climax and the surviving Jedi began to retreat, Dooku made his move. Leaping into the arena with his curved lightsaber ignited, he sought out his target with deadly purpose. Dooku lands in the arena, his red blade cutting through the chaos. He moves directly toward Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, we meet again.
Count Dooku, I should have known you'd be behind this.
You always were perceptive, young Kenobi, perhaps too perceptive for your own good.
The duel began with Dooku's usual elegance, but there was something different in his attacks, a finality that hadn't been there before. This was not capture or conversion. This was execution. The lightsaber duel begins. Dooku fights with deadly intent, while Obi-Wan defends desperately.
You don't have to do this, Dooku. There's still good in you, I can sense it.
Good is a luxury I can no longer afford, Obi-Wan. My master demands proof of my loyalty.
Your master? You mean Darth Sidious? Dooku, he's using you. The Sith always betray their apprentices.
Perhaps, but today it is I who must betray an old friend.
For a moment, Dooku's blade wavered, and Obi-Wan saw the conflict in his former ally's eyes. But then Sidious's words echoed in Dooku's mind, and his resolve hardened. With a vicious strike, he drove his lightsaber through Obi-Wan's chest. Dooku strikes the fatal blow. Obi-Wan staggers, his lightsaber falling from his hand.
Master!
Anakin, remember, the Force will be with you, always.
As Obi-Wan Kenobi fell, something broke inside Anakin Skywalker. The second father figure in his life had been murdered by a Sith Lord, and the rage that consumed him was unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Anakin's scream of anguish echoes across the arena as he charges toward Dooku, his lightsaber blazing with fury.
You killed him! You killed my master!
Anakin, your anger.
My anger is all I have left.
The duel that followed was not the measured combat of Jedi training, but the raw fury of a son avenging his father. Anakin fought with a savagery that shocked even Dooku, his blade work fueled by pure hatred for the Sith. Anakin attacks Dooku with unprecedented ferocity. The duel is brutal, desperate, and personal.
Your hate makes you strong, young Skywalker, but it also makes you reckless.
I don't care. You took everything from me.
In his rage, Anakin tapped into power he had never accessed before. The dark side whispered to him, offering strength, offering vengeance. But Dooku was still the superior swordsman, and his arrogance would prove to be his undoing. Anakin's eyes flash yellow as he channels his rage. Dooku, confident in his superiority, begins to toy with the young Jedi.
Yes, let your hatred flow, but you are still just a boy playing with powers beyond your understanding.
It was that moment of arrogance, that split second when Dooku lowered his guard to deliver a taunting blow that gave Anakin his opening. With a desperate, fury-driven strike, he severed the Count's right hand at the wrist. Anakin's blade catches Dooku off guard during a moment of overconfidence, severing his hand. The Count staggers backward, clutching his severed wrist in shock.
Impossible. You're just a Padawan.
I'm the chosen one.
But as Anakin raised his blade for the killing blow, Dooku used the Force to collapse part of the arena structure between them. Through the dust and debris, the Count escaped to his solar sailor, forever marked by his encounter with Anakin's rage. Dooku uses the Force to create a barrier of falling debris and escapes to his ship, his severed hand leaving him weakened and humiliated.
This isn't over, Skywalker. You've tasted the dark side now, and it will hunger for more.
Run, but I'll find you. I'll find all of you.
As the dust settled on Geonosis, Anakin knelt beside his master's body, the yellow glow fading from his eyes, but the memory of that power burning in his mind. He had wounded a Sith Lord, but it felt hollow. Obi-Wan was still dead, and the victory tasted like ashes. Anakin kneels beside Obi-Wan's body, his face a mixture of grief, rage, and something else, a dark satisfaction at the violence he had unleashed.
I hurt him, Master. I made him pay, but it doesn't bring you back. Nothing will bring you back.
In the days following Geonosis, the Jedi Temple became a place of mourning and urgent debate. Obi-Wan Kenobi's death had left not just a void in the Order, but a crisis of unprecedented proportions. The Chosen One was masterless, and the Council faced a decision that would determine the fate of the galaxy. The Jedi Council Chambers. The circular room feels heavier than usual, with Obi-Wan's empty chair a stark reminder of their loss.
We are gathered to address the matter of Anakin Skywalker's training. With Master Kenobi's death, the boy requires a new master.
The Chosen One cannot remain without guidance. His power is too great, his emotions too volatile. What he did to Count Dooku on Geonosis, that level of rage is dangerous.
The boy is grieving, Masters. He's lost two father figures to the Sith. Perhaps what he needs is compassion, not another taskmaster.
Compassion won't prepare him for the war ahead, Master Plo. Skywalker needs discipline, structure, someone who can channel his anger into purpose before it consumes him.
Dangerous young Skywalker's anger is. Felt it on Geonosis, we all did. Tasted the dark side he has. To that path such hatred leads.
The debate continued for hours, with different factions of the Council pushing their preferred candidates. But it was Master Yoda who suggested the most controversial option of all.
Consider Master Vos, perhaps we should.
The Council chamber falls silent. Several Masters exchange concerned glances.
Quinlan Vos, Master Yoda. With respect, Vos has his own complications with the dark side.
Precisely why suited he may be. Understand Skywalker's pain, he does. Crippled by Dooku's hand, his master was. Pain Vos shares with Skywalker. Suffered at Dooku's hands, both have.
You're suggesting we pair two Jedi who both struggle with darkness. After what we witnessed on Geonosis, that seems unwise.
But perhaps that's exactly what Anakin needs. Someone who understands his anger, who can guide him through it rather than suppress it.
A trial for Master Vos this would be. Ready for greater responsibility, prove he must. But dangerous, yes. Two flames together, a wildfire they may create.
Then why risk it, Master Yoda?
Because other choices, few we have. Too rigid, some of us are. Too distant, others. Vos knows loss, knows the shadow's pull. Return to the light from darkness he has. Guide Skywalker away from the edge. Perhaps he can.
The vote was close, but Yoda's wisdom carried the day. Quinlan Vos would become Anakin's new master, despite the reservations of many on the Council. It was a decision that would haunt them all. Meanwhile, in the Chancellor's office, Darth Sidious contemplated this unexpected development. Obi-Wan's death had been part of his plan, but Vos's assignment was not. Still, he saw opportunity in the Council's choice. Chancellor Palpatine's office. Sidious sits behind his desk, his fingers steepled as he considers this new development.
Quinlan Vos. Interesting. The Council thinks they're being clever, pairing two damaged souls. But damage can be useful, and young Skywalker has already tasted the dark side's power. Yes, this may work even better than I hoped.
In the temple's meditation gardens, Anakin sat alone, staring at the place where he and Obi-Wan used to practice their lightsaber forms. The grief was overwhelming, but underneath it burned something else, a memory of the power he had felt when he severed Dooku's hand. Anakin sits alone in the gardens. Quinlan Vos approaches, his long hair and casual demeanor a stark contrast to the formal Jedi around him.
Mind if I sit?
Depends. Are you here to tell me about letting go of my anger and finding peace?
Actually, I was going to ask if you wanted to hit something. I know a good training room where we can break a few things without anyone complaining.
You're not what I expected from a Jedi Master.
Good, because you're not what anyone expected from the Chosen One. I'm Quinlan Vos, and apparently, I'm your new master.
I don't want a new master. I want my old one back.
I know. I understand loss, Anakin. My master Thome, he's gone now. Died of natural causes, but not before Count Dooku made his final years a living hell.
Dooku hurt your master too.
Gouged out his eye with a lightsaber, then crushed his leg with debris using the Force. Thome spent his last years in constant pain, walking with a cane when he could walk at all.
I hurt him, cut off his hand on Geonosis, and for a moment I felt powerful, more powerful than I'd ever felt before.
The dark side offers that kind of power, that rush of strength when you need it most. But it's like a drug, Anakin. The more you use it, the more it uses you.
You don't sound like you're telling me to ignore it.
Because ignoring it doesn't work. I've tried. The anger, the pain, it doesn't go away just because we pretend it's not there. But we can learn to face it, to use it as fuel without letting it consume us.
It was the beginning of a partnership that would reshape both their destinies. Vos saw in Anakin a kindred spirit, someone who understood loss and the temptation of easy power. But unlike other masters, he didn't seek to suppress these feelings. Instead, he sought to teach Anakin to confront them.
The Council chose you because you understand darkness, didn't they?
Among other reasons. They're hoping I can keep you from falling to the dark side. What they don't realize is that the shadow isn't something you defeat once it's something you face every day.
And if I can't face it, if the anger is too strong?
Then we face it together. But I won't lie to you, Anakin. The path ahead is dangerous. For both of us.
As their training began, Vos introduced Anakin to techniques and philosophies that other Jedi would have questioned. He taught him to acknowledge his anger without being ruled by it, to channel his emotions as tools of focus rather than weapons of destruction. A training room. Vos and Anakin spar with lightsabers, their combat more intense than traditional Jedi forms, but controlled.
Feel your anger, Anakin. Don't push it away, but don't let it drive you either. Use it to sharpen your focus, not cloud your judgment.
The other masters always told me to let go of my anger completely.
And how well did that work? Anger isn't evil, Anakin. It's what we do with it that matters. The question is, are you using your emotions, or are they using you?
But what neither of them realized was that their training was being observed. In his office, Chancellor Palpatine watched through carefully placed surveillance, and he began to see how he could exploit this new dynamic. Palpatine's office. He watches a holographic recording of Vos and Anakin's training.
Fascinating. Vos thinks he's teaching the boy control, but he's actually teaching him to embrace what I need him to embrace. Yes, this will work perfectly.
As months passed, Anakin and Vos became the Republic's most effective team. They hunted separatist leaders with calculated efficiency, their shared understanding of loss making them formidable partners. But slowly, subtly, their methods began to change. A separatist facility. Vos and Anakin interrogate a captured officer, their approach more direct than traditional Jedi methods.
You can tell us where the weapons shipment is going, or we can wait here while your friends abandon you. Your choice.
I've lost people to your cause, good people, so I'm not feeling particularly patient today.
Their success on the battlefield masked a growing problem. Vos's teachings about confronting darkness, meant to provide balance and control, were slowly being twisted by Anakin's unresolved grief and Palpatine's subtle influence.
The Council would say we went too far.
Perhaps, but we got the information we needed. Sometimes the greater good requires difficult choices.
You sound like Chancellor Palpatine. He understands that war requires strength, not just idealism.
Be careful, Anakin. Politicians who speak of strength often mean something very different than we do.
But Palpatine's influence was growing stronger. In their regular meetings, the Chancellor continued to validate Anakin's anger, while subtly undermining his trust in the Jedi Council. Chancellor Palpatine's office. Anakin sits across from Palpatine, reporting on recent missions.
You've done excellent work, Anakin. The Republic owes you a great debt.
Thank you, Chancellor. Though I sometimes wonder if the Council truly appreciates what Master Voss and I accomplish.
Oh, how so?
They question our methods. They say we're too direct, too willing to use fear as a tool. But they weren't there when Dooku killed Obi-Wan.
The Jedi Council has always been limited in their understanding. They preach peace while the galaxy burns, speak of compassion while good people die. You and Master Voss understand what true strength requires.
As Palpatine's words took root, Anakin felt a familiar stirring, the same dark power he had tapped into on Geonosis. The Chancellor understood him in ways even Voss sometimes hesitated to validate.
Sometimes I think the Council cares more about their precious code than about winning this war.
Perhaps they do, my young friend. Perhaps they do.
As Anakin walked the dangerous line between light and shadow, he would need a weapon worthy of the battles ahead. Speaking of legendary weapons, every Jedi needs the perfect lightsaber for their most crucial confrontations. Whether you're seeking justice like Anakin or walking the gray path like Quinlan, you'll want to check out these incredible lightsabers available through our Amazon link in the description. From Anakin's blue blade to Dooku's curved hilt, find the perfect weapon for your own galactic adventures. Now back to our story. 3 years into the Clone Wars, the partnership between Anakin Skywalker and Quinlan Voss had become legendary. But their success came at a price neither had fully recognized. The shadow Voss had taught Anakin to confront was growing stronger, fed by Palpatine's whispers, and the unhealed wound of Obi-Wan's death. A battlefield on Ryloth, Anakin and Voss lead clone troopers against separatist forces, their fighting style more aggressive than other Jedi teams.
Any word on Dooku's location?
Intelligence suggests he's on Sereno. But Anakin, I'm concerned about...
About what? About finishing what he started when he murdered my master.
About what this obsession is doing to you. To us.
But their conversation was interrupted by an urgent transmission. Chancellor Palpatine's hologram appeared, his expression grave with apparent concern.
Anakin, I need you to return to Coruscant immediately. We've received intelligence that suggests a Jedi plot against the Republic.
A Jedi plot? That's impossible.
I'm afraid the evidence is quite compelling. Master Voss, I'll need you to remain on Ryloth to complete the mission. This matter requires discretion.
As Anakin departed for Coruscant, Voss felt a disturbance in the Force, a sense that events were moving beyond their control. On Sereno, he would discover just how right he was. Sereno, Dooku's palace. Voss infiltrates alone, his lightsaber ready. He finds Dooku waiting in his throne room.
Master Voss, I wondered when you would come.
Count Dooku, you have much to answer for.
Indeed I do, but perhaps not in the way you think. Tell me, Master Voss, why does your Chancellor always know where we'll strike before we do?
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting you ask why he validates young Skywalker's darkness, while your council fears it. Ask yourself who truly benefits from a corrupted chosen one.
You're implying someone is playing both sides.
I'm implying you should trust your instincts, Master Voss. The patterns are there, if you choose to see them.
As Dooku's words sank in, pieces of a larger puzzle began to fall into place in Voss's mind. The Chancellor's uncanny knowledge, his subtle encouragement of their more aggressive tactics, the way he always seemed to validate Anakin's darkest impulses.
The Chancellor, he's been manipulating us, playing us against each other.
Now you begin to understand, but understanding and surviving are two different things.
The duel that followed was swift and brutal. Dooku, no longer hindered by his master's need for subtlety, fought with deadly efficiency. Voss, weakened by the shock of revelation, could not match the Count's skill. Relying only on one hand, as he always preferred, Dooku's blade work is cold, exacting, and more than Voss can withstand.
Anakin, I have to warn him.
Too late, Master Voss. Far too late.
With his dying breath, Voss reached out through the Force, sending a desperate message across the galaxy to his apprentice. But on Coruscant, Anakin was facing his own moment of truth. Palpatine's office, Mace Windu, Kit Fisto, Agen Kolar, and Saesee Tiin face Palpatine, who has revealed himself as Darth Sidious.
I am the Senate.
As Sidious struck down the other masters with lightning speed, leaving only Mace Windu to face him, Anakin arrived at the office doors.
Master Windu!
Anakin, thank the Force you're here. These Jedi tried to assassinate me. They're traitors to the Republic.
He's lying, Anakin. He's the Sith Lord we've been looking for.
For a moment, Anakin stood frozen, torn between the Chancellor who had been his confidant and the Jedi Master who represented everything he had grown to distrust about the Council.
I can sense the darkness, but Chancellor, you've been like a father to me.
Yes, these Jedi fear your power, Anakin. They would destroy everything we've built together. Strike down Windu.
Suddenly, Anakin staggered as Voss's dying message reached him through the Force, a final, desperate warning from across the galaxy. Anakin staggers as Voss's Force message hits him.
Anakin, the patterns. He's been playing us, using your grief. Don't let him win.
Master Voss, he's dead.
The Jedi cost you Qui-Gon. They let Kenobi falter. They could not save Voss. Strike down Windu, choose power, and I will never fail you.
Anakin ignited his lightsaber, the blue blade humming as he pointed it directly at Mace Windu. Yellow flickered in his eyes as the dark side whispered its seductive promises.
You tried to kill the Chancellor. You're all the same, rigid, controlling, afraid of real power.
Anakin, don't do this. You're better than this.
Yes, my young apprentice, let your anger guide you.
For a heartbeat, it seemed as though Palpatine had won. But then Voss's final words echoed through the Force, cutting through the darkness like a blade of light.
Don't let him win, Anakin. Remember who you chose to be.
Slowly, Anakin turned his lightsaber away from Mace Windu and toward the man who had manipulated his grief for 3 long years. Anakin slowly turns his blade toward Sidious, his expression shifting from rage to cold determination.
No, you used my grief. You turned my pain into a weapon against everything I was supposed to protect.
I gave you strength. I helped you embrace your true potential.
You made me a monster, but I choose to be something else.
Together, Anakin and Mace Windu struck down Darth Sidious, ending his reign of manipulation. But victory came at a terrible cost. Quinlan Vos was dead, and Anakin bore the scars of his journey toward darkness. Sidious falls, struck down by the combined might of both Jedi.
You think you've won? The dark side will always be with you, Skywalker. You've tasted its power.
Yes, and I choose to reject it. Every day, I choose to reject it.
Master Voss died saving you, Anakin, saving all of us.
Both dead because of the Sith, because of choices I made.
The question now is what choices you make going forward.
In the days that followed, the Jedi Council convened to decide Anakin's fate. The war was over, Sidious was dead, but the young Jedi who had saved them all bore the unmistakable marks of his brush with darkness. Jedi Council Chambers. Anakin stands in the center as the surviving masters debate his future.
The boy saved us all, but look at his eyes. The yellow remains. How do we know the darkness won't return?
He chose the light when it mattered most. Isn't that what defines a Jedi?
But for how long? What happens when he faces another moment of grief, another temptation?
Saved him, have we, or delayed his fall only? Yellow in his eyes remains. Gone, the darkness is not.
Do you think we made the right choice, Master Yoda?
Right choice. No, we will not. Until tested again, young Skywalker is. Watch closely. We must always.
Years passed. Anakin was granted the rank of Master, but always under the watchful eyes of the Council. He trained Padawans with wisdom born from hard experience, teaching them about the seductive nature of the dark side because he had felt its pull himself. The Jedi Temple Gardens. Years later, Anakin, now a master with permanently yellowed eyes, trains young Padawans. Other Jedi watch from a distance, their expressions uncertain.
The dark side will always whisper to you. It will offer easy solutions, quick power, justified revenge. I know because I've heard those whispers. I've felt that power.
Master, why are your eyes like that?
Because I walked too close to the darkness, young one. These eyes are my reminder and my warning to others.
But even as he taught, questions lingered. In the shadows of the temple, Jedi whispered among themselves. Some saw wisdom in his scars. Others saw a threat waiting to emerge. Temple corridors. 2. Jedi Knights speak in hushed tones.
Did you see how he handled that disagreement with the Council? The anger in his voice?
He's been through more than any of us. Perhaps we should trust his experience.
Or perhaps we should remember that Sith Lords often begin as fallen Jedi.
And in his private chambers, Master Yoda meditated on the future, sensing currents in the Force that remained unclear. Had they saved Anakin Skywalker or merely postponed an inevitable fall? Yoda's chambers. The ancient master sits in meditation, his expression deeply troubled.
Saved the galaxy, young Skywalker has, but saved himself? Certain I am not. The yellow in his eyes, a warning it may be, or a promise of darkness yet to come.
And so, in this timeline, Obi-Wan Kenobi's death became not the beginning of Anakin's fall, but the catalyst for a more complex journey, one that led to victory over the Sith, but left questions that would haunt the Jedi Order for generations. Was redemption possible for one who had touched such darkness? Or was Anakin Skywalker simply a tragedy waiting to unfold? So, what I told you was true, from a certain point of view. Sometimes our greatest victories come at costs we don't fully understand until years later. Sometimes saving someone means accepting that they will never be the same. And sometimes the most dangerous enemies are those who believe they're fighting for the light while carrying darkness in their hearts. The Jedi teach that there is no death, only the Force. But perhaps the greater truth is that there is no redemption without scars, no victory without sacrifice, and no certainty that the choices we make today won't haunt us tomorrow. If you want to continue exploring these alternate timelines and untold tales with us, then please like, share, and subscribe to A Certain Point of View. And let me know in the comments, do you think the Council was right to be wary of Anakin? Can someone who has touched the dark side ever truly be trusted again? And what would you do if you had to choose between saving someone and accepting the risk they might fall again? Until next time, may the Force be with you.